Hey guys, it's been a hot minute since I have posted anything on my YouTube channel. I've kept my Instagram and TikTok a little bit more updated, but I've just been really sporadic in posting. And honestly, I just didn't really have anything to say. I think over the past year and a half since I separated from Chris and got a divorce, I just needed time to figure out myself, my kids, our new normal, and naturally as a result this channel got neglected because of that. It's also been really hard to transition from making content about my everyday life and my entire life changing and it's not really documentable. Is that a word? I have worked so many jobs over the past year and a half, so many. My sisters and I laugh about it because I have just been trying to survive and make ends meet, which means saying yes to every kind of job. I have done a lot of content creation. That's been the main thing that I've done. You want to say hi?
Hi.
Hollis has gotten so big. Look how big and tall she is. Her and Elliot have been playing princesses, and you have your makeup done? Is that right? I have worked doing content mostly for different businesses, and the most consistent one has been Fat Daddy's Barbecue in Greenwood that I have been doing their content for. Chris has been a great boss. He's the owner of Fat Daddy's, and I also have done content for different restaurants. I've worked as a cashier and packing to-go orders at a restaurant. I've worked at a bank, worked at a law firm, and I'm still trying to find something consistent. It's really hard when you don't have a career to fall back on, because I left my parents' home and went straight into being married for 12 years. I wasn't working during that time, which I loved. I loved staying home with my kids. That was always my dream, is to stay home with my kids and homeschool. And so much of that, when it ended, was terrifying because I have a 2-year degree in early childhood education, but teaching was never something that I really enjoyed or was good at. I mainly got it just for homeschool purposes when I wanted to homeschool. So it has been the most difficult, the most freeing year of my life. I am so much happier now, even though I'm really stressed a lot trying to make ends meet and being a single mom of 4. But I'm still trying to figure out what kind of job I can work, because I am creative, but I don't know. That is the most stressful thing right now, especially leading up to the holidays, is figuring out what I'm gonna do. So one thing that I am really proud of is my children. I'm so proud of my children. They have been so resilient when they didn't have to be. It breaks my heart that they have been in a position in dealing with their entire world crumbling and having no control over it. Even though I felt a lot of the same things, I was still an adult in the situation, and I had a little bit of autonomy in making decisions and moving forward. They have not, but they have just excelled at so much. They have been in 2 different schools, and they have done so well. I was so scared that, I think this is every homeschool mom's fear, is that you're somehow not doing a good enough job and holding them back. And seeing them excel, not only academically, but with social relationships and friendships, it makes me so excited. Elliot has a part in the Christmas play, and we've been practicing her lines. The boys made honor roll for the first 9 weeks of this semester. Hollis is thriving, going from being a 3-year-old in full-time school to now she's 4, and she does really well. She's very independent. She doesn't cry when I drop her off. She goes right in. She gets herself ready in the mornings. They all have just grown so much. When it was necessary, they had to, but they have done such a good job at it, and I'm so proud of them. And I'll see if they feel comfortable sharing a little bit on here if they want to. They're always telling me, "Mom, post more YouTube videos." I can't watch my old videos. It makes me way too sad. But I will hear Elliot on her tablet watching Carolina Farmhouse videos, and I guess for them it's like a version of home movies. So they're always like, "Mom, please start posting more." And over the past year and a half, I haven't felt like it. I haven't had a lot to say, and I've also just been really busy working. Yeah, so done. I have grown a lot over this last year and a half. Personally, coming from someone who, I've always been authentically myself, but I was still like severely a people pleaser. Divorce is one of those topics that people feel really passionately about, either one way or the other. So I have had to grow in my people pleasing and learn that I can't care what everybody thinks about me and what their opinions are on my personal life and decisions. At first, that was the most excruciating thing because I lost really close friendships, even connections in my family, because of the decision to get a divorce. And I wasn't expecting that. At first, I went into telling people and just being completely vulnerable and saying if they knew what was going on, then they would understand that like I would not come to this decision lightly. And it was shocking when I would tell people and they still didn't care, and they still said, no, 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 you need to stay. God hates divorce, or what about the kids? By the time I'd gotten to the decision to divorce, I was 100% sure in my decision because I tried everything else. Facing people's opinions and their disappointment and even their attitudes of what I was doing was wrong, like sinful. I had to just make my own decision and not care what people thought. And that was really hard, but it was good for me in the end, because through this year I've had to continue to make other decisions that are mine alone, and I have to stand by them and have people have opinions on them. Even how I've shown up here, I'm not the same person. And when you're broken and you're going through healing, sometimes your edges can be a little rough, and people can sometimes be judgmental of that, to be like, I don't like the way you're healing. Unfortunately, like I can't do anything about that. This is my life and my decisions and my healing process. And I am noticing a little bit more of a softening. I think when you're first going through it, you're just trying to survive and you're like, nope, this is nope, nope, nope. And now I have a little bit more room emotionally than I did before, if that makes any sense. If you've gone through divorce, you probably know what I'm talking about. I have learned, similarly to when people say having a C-section is taking the easy way out because you didn't have to give birth. That is how I feel now when people say divorce is you taking the easy way out of your marriage or giving up on your marriage. You don't know what the heck you're talking about, because it is the most excruciating thing I have ever lived through. Just awful. My divorce was finalized, when was it? September? Because in South Carolina you have to be separated, like separate addresses, for 12 months. It was a month after that, so it was like 13, 14 months. Before it was finalized. And when the divorce was finally finalized in September, I felt relief, because it was such a long, excruciating process, and the whole time you're just like, I can't do anything to mess up. I do have primary custody of the kids, but we have like a 50-50 schedule because Chris is a good dad. Our goal as co-parents now is for the kids to not be put in the middle, that they don't have to pick sides. Like when they're with me and they're like, I miss dad, I can't wait to go to his house, I'm like, that's good. That's good that you miss your dad. I don't want you to ever feel like you can't love your dad. I want that for you. It's never a matter of picking sides and somehow that hurts me because they miss their dad. It's like, no, that's normal for children to want their mother and their father. Our co-parenting relationship is really great. I know that that is not the case for most people, so I'm very grateful that Chris is a great dad and very involved. I will say the journey of going from a stay-at-home mom from the time I was 22 to then at 35 being a single mom has been interesting. Everything was difficult, from me finding a place to rent because I had no history of income. I had no proof to these people that I will pay my bills. Finding a rental was a difficult process and incredibly stressful, and I couldn't even file until I had a separate place to live. We live in a college town, so the time I was separating was right when all the college students were coming back, so all of the apartments were taken. I was able to find a house, but I had to put 3 months worth of rent up front. The only reason I was able to do that was because of you guys creating a GoFundMe and having money on there that I could pay up front. Otherwise, I don't know what I would have done. We've been in the same rental this whole time. And next week I'm really excited because we are going to be moving into our first home, and my parents helped with that process because, you know, I can't qualify for anything. I mean, I do have a year now of income and payments under my belt, but it's been really scary to realize just how underqualified I was to live life because I was a stay-at-home mom. That was really scary. So that is definitely something I will not do again. I'll always have my own credit and my own source of income. And I definitely want to set my children up, and especially my girls up, to not have the same issues, that they have their own credit and their own source of income, so that they're not put in a situation like I was, where hello, so that they are not stuck and terrified like I was.
You look so pretty.
So I'm here with Elliot.
Hi.
And how old are you now?
9 years old.
9? That's crazy.
Yeah.
So what has been the best thing over this last year and a half?
Probably finding out that Mommy's gonna get a better house and get a better job.
Yes, because we're moving into a new house. Now, what has been the hardest thing for you?
Probably finding out that you and Dad were getting divorced.
Yeah, was it hard?
It's like my whole life changed after that.
What else to say? Are you the one that watches the Carolina Farmhouse videos all the time?
Yes. I even want to subscribe to it, but I don't have an account on my YouTube.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Okay, how old are you now?
11.
You're so big.
Also, before we get started, big shout out to all the people that watch our videos on at our school.
So what has been the best thing over this past year?
I can't help I'm laughing at myself in the camera.
Even, or you're not going to be in focus. Okay. Is it up? You're too far down. Okay, so what has been your favorite, or something good that happened over this year?
Going to school. That was really nice.
Why do you like it?
Because I get to meet new people.
Yeah,
really
you
nice.
like the friendships?
Yeah.
Okay, what has been the hardest thing over this year?
Probably just life. I mean, because life has been hard. There's been struggles in it. That's just it.
That's great.
All right. Any more questions?
No, you're done.
What? Already? Can we all...
And Eli doesn't want to be in the video, so he's not here, but just know he's alive and well.
Hello.
Look right here.
Hello.
And I'm really excited because we're going to be moving into a new home next week. It will actually be a home that we own, so I'm very excited to be able to paint or add my touches to it, which is great. I mean, this place, like you can see, it has my touches here and there, but this house is very small. Like, we don't even have a table to sit at. And the neighborhood, some of the neighbors have been really nice, and it's also been a little bit scary in other aspects. I'm not going to go into that on here, but I'm very excited for where we're moving, that it's going to be something to call our own. And I feel very privileged for that opportunity. And you guys know me, doing projects, painting and decorating is therapeutic. And that has been really hard over this past year and a half, not to have that as an outlet. But I think it's been good because I've developed other outlet. I work out at the gym a lot. It's very stress relieving for me. I go out to dinner with friends. I've had to find other ways to deal with my stress and my heartbreak over this year that wasn't revamping an entire home. However, I am super excited to be moving into a place that will be ours and our little safe home. And Elliot and I are already talking about ways we want to decorate it. Yeah, maybe I'll do a video on some of our thoughts once we move in of some of my ideas for it. But I wanted to show a proof of life video here that we're okay, we're doing better. Every single month that passes, the support you guys have shown on social media has been amazing. Going through the most heartbreaking and worst time of your life in kind of a public sphere, people can be really mean, and that has not been the case at all with you guys. And I feel so blessed that the people who follow my account are just some of the kindest, most gracious people. And you guys have been supportive of me in all of the phases and ways I've shown up, because I don't look like I used to. I'm not talking just physically. I'm not cooking from scratch all the time. I don't have any chickens. The new house it's a 90s home. It's not a historic house, and I haven't had as much time to garden. There's just so many things that are different, but you guys have been supportive of all the versions of me, and I just feel like that's such a grace during this season, that I didn't have people criticizing me online, or a mass exodus of people of like, you don't have the farmhouse anymore, so we don't really care. That hasn't been the case, and I'm just forever grateful for you guys. And hopefully I'll show up here and post a little bit more, but regardless, you guys mean the world to me, and thank you so much